Welcome back. Now, Chairperson of the Parliamentary Service Commission of Kenya and Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi, says no lawmaker will be allowed to travel outside the country in the next 30 days while the government monitors the coronavirus pandemic. On Tuesday, the Commission prevailed upon both houses to suspend sittings for 30 days and directed all staff and MPs who had returned into the country within the last 14 days to self-quarantine. Meanwhile, Ford Kenya Party leader and Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula has asked the government to reveal the identities of persons who have been found to be COVID-19 positive in order to help those who may have come in contact with them to quickly take measures and go for diagnosis.
The coronavirus scare has destabilized the global village's social and economic order. MPs who are used to frequent travel outside the country will not enjoy the benefit until further advised.
And those of you that are desirous of approaching various government departments seeking for visas to travel, please, I have been requested to advise you to desist.
Last week Friday, Health Cabinet Secretary urged Kenyans to avoid crowded places after a first COVID-19 case turned positive. Parliament was not taking chances.
For the convenience of the House, I direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to open one side of the door. Yes. And let it remain open like that.
KTN News has established that last week Friday, the Parliamentary Service Commission had issued guidelines to minimize the risk of novel coronavirus outbreak in Parliament. Some of the measures include suspension of all foreign travel by members and staff, suspension of visits by school parties and delegations to Parliament, suspension of sittings, conferences, retreats and workshops outside the presence of Parliament. Other preventive measures include thorough and regular hand washing or use of sanitizers, social distancing, regular cleaning and disinfection of high-risk areas and surfaces like stair rails and door rails, and self-quarantine.
The Speaker, also, if there are members sitting in the House who in the last 2 weeks were out of the country, must also leave the chamber and do self-isolation.
The COVID-19 pandemic has affected several parliaments. In Italy, 14 MPs have been forced to go into self-isolation. All MPs are required to sit 1 meter apart from each other. In Canada, Parliament has been shut down for 5 weeks. The European Union parliamentary sessions have been postponed and staff asked to work remotely from home. In Iran, there have been 23 confirmed cases of COVID-19 amongst MPs. Iran has suspended Parliament indefinitely. In Britain, 11 members of the UK Parliament have been forced to go into self-isolation following contact with the UK Health Minister Nadine Dorries, who was diagnosed with COVID-19. Ford Kenya Party leader Moses Wetangula is urging the government to release the identities of the persons who have tested positive and urge those who have been associating with them to come out for tests.
We are not a conveyor belt to accept everything that comes from the Parliamentary Service Commission, but there is a story behind it, that the Commission itself has worked on scaling down staff. There is also information that many people have traveled and there was a lot of disorganization in their coming in and self-quarantine and so forth. In fact, there are some people who belong to this House and Parliament, Mr. Speaker, who are on the same flight that the fourth victim, Mr. Speaker, with the same fourth victim that has been announced by the CS.
Mr. Speaker, if at all you are coming into Parliament, they're using, what are they called? Face thermometer. Forehead thermometer to determine our temperatures as an indication whether we are positive or not, or we are on the danger zone. And I just want to ask members of Parliament to stand there for a while, for even 20 minutes as people come in. You'll find that about 3 people out of 10, their temperatures are in the danger zone.
That part of the 30 days should be used as an avenue for us who are members of this House to check our status, because we don't know.
Sittings for both houses have been suspended for 30 days, except the committees.
Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as the contrary opinion say no? No. The ayes have it.
Patrick Amimo, KTN News.